let's jump into it. So you push it out, good to go, it's installed. Now you invite each teacher to use Guardian Teacher, and you just send them an email invitation, click on that, and they sign up for their account, and they're good to go. And then they get into their accounts here, and it says Add Classroom. So click on this, and if you guys, some teachers are using Google Classroom, good to go. Click on that. It will import everything from Google Classroom into Guardian Teacher. It updates nightly. Makes life easier for everyone. Just syncs everything over. If not, it's still easy to get the kids in there. You build a class, give the subject, and you click Add Classroom. And now there are 3 ways to get the kids in there: enroll code to the device, email, or CSV import. So either way you do it, it's pretty simple to get everyone in there.
Okay, good.
So now let's go into a classroom. So we'll choose my class. We will start the session. So you just click this green button right here, and now it's launched. And now you can see this is where the teachers can monitor the kids. It might be similar to what we're using with Land School, in real time, see what the kids are doing, whether they're at home or at school. And you can see, we'll look at Becca, for example. So each tile here represents a kid.
Right.
When the machine and what they're doing on the device. So you can click on Becca, get a better view of what she's looking at, and you're like, okay, she has about 8 tabs open here. I don't know what's going on. These shouldn't be open. You can start closing these from her browser and bring her back on the task. So it's good to really help kids, keep them focused. They might not like it, but you're helping them, stay focused and do what it should be. You can chat with them if need be. Maybe you want to say,
how does this work? Well, you're on Zoom now. Because we'll be on. Okay, so here's craziness. We have, obviously plans set for everything because no one has any idea what's going to happen. So we will either have everyone at school, very unlikely, some kids at school and some kids at home, possible, or everybody at home. So for the teachers that are, so let's say we go to that middle piece and we've got some kids in the classroom, the teachers in the classroom, some kids are at home. The teacher is is on Zoom, connected to one of those like 360 cameras that we're working on, that we got under that CARES Act thing. So the teacher will be on Zoom. The kids in the class won't be on Zoom, but they would be if they were doing something like this on their Chrome browsers. Now, what if they're not on? Oh, does it matter? Do they have to be on Chrome browsers? Or, I mean, if they let's say they're just working in a Word document. Let's talk about that. What if they were just working in a Word document?
Teachers will be able to see that Word document and what's being typed on the Word document. The only admin control they would have over that document would be to force close it. They can't type on it or anything. They can shut it down though.
We don't need to. I mean, it's a small school. It's all girls. We don't have a ton of disciplinary. And generally, this isn't really for disciplinary. It's just to have some idea what the kids are working on when you're not, especially for some reason, this is just a little aside. And so we have the laptops. And when we were even in Zoom, for some reason, the kids would take the laptop. So all we'd see is like the little top of their heads and not their whole faces. So at least if we could see what they were working on, we could get a better idea. I don't know why they all did that. Was so crazy.
That is good. Yeah, so with this, you could use Zoom, but we did just release a video conferencing piece. I don't know if you'd want to take advantage because that is an add-on to it. It's about $1.50 more, so that might not be if you're using free Zoom.
Everybody understands Zoom now. We've been doing that.
Okay, yeah, keep it simple. So, yeah, as long as the kids are on the internet or on the Chrome browser, you can have all these functionality. If they are on different applications like Word, Excel, and you can imagine a Windows machine, you can see that as a teacher, and you can close out of it and bring them back on to what
That's my question. Okay, so the teacher in the classroom who would be on Zoom and also have students that weren't on Zoom and have some students that are on Zoom could theoretically see the desktops even if they were working on a Word document of everybody in the class at the same time, home or in school.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. All right. I like that. Okay. That's definitely different. Now, if we were all, let's say we were all in school. Let's say that pandemic's over. Yay, there's a vaccine. We're all there. Can I use this then to replace that land school? Like, for instance, if people aren't even on the internet, right, we can just still see what's going on. The teacher just has to open the Chrome browser in order to see the desktops of the students, right? So the teacher has to be on the internet, but the kids, I mean, they're on the network, but they don't have to be in a browser or anything. And the teacher, so yeah, because like, so for land school, there was a button in your, in the bar at the bottom that you'd click to open, and then the teacher could see all the desktops the same way, similar to what I'm looking at here. But it wasn't in a browser view, it was in whatever the little app was that came up on their desktop. It just happens that this runs in the browser. The teacher runs in the browser. But the kids
it all runs in the browser, yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
but in Chrome, there's more functionality.
Yeah, you get all this functionality that I'm showing you. If you're a teacher and you want to just see what kids are doing on the device, all you need to do is just launch the classroom and you can see what they're doing on the machines. But like the functionality of like chatting, closing tabs, that's all on the Chrome browser.
Okay, now can the kids get out of this? Can they shut it down at all? Because in land school, all they had to do was disconnect from the network and reconnect in there.
No, there's no way for the kids to shut it down. As long as you manage those Windows devices, you can set up the settings within your GPO to force them to never be able to get out of the Chrome browser, never be able to sign in with a personal Gmail account. So you can prevent that from happening, and they can never disconnect or reconnect. Whenever they're on the internet, GoGuardian will activate and turn on, and they can never like disable it.
All right. Now, can they use other browsers if they need to for things like, for instance, we're also on we're Google and Microsoft. We don't discriminate. So they do need occasionally to get to office.com, they need to use the Edge browser because then they don't have to log in to office.com. So that's really the only time we ask them to use Edge. Does it matter if they use a different browser? Once again, we should be able to see it. We just can't control it.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see whatever they're doing on it. So if they're on something they shouldn't be, you can just chat with them and be like, hey, get off of that. But you can close it, but just no other.
Yeah, like I said, the control part of it is not as important as the just being able to see what they're working on. We're small enough school. You know, we in the middle of the class, we can say, Sally, get off of that and get on tab. It's not a big deal. We don't, you know, if we had a class of 30 kids like in the public school, it's a different story. But we in our classes max out at 15. So
yeah, you should be good then.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal for us. Mainly, I'm interested in just being able to see what's on their desktops and what they're working on.
Yeah, I think GoGuardian will definitely be able to do that for you. Anything, so everything up here, these are all included. We do have chat, so you can chat with the kids if they do need help remotely. If you want to say, hi to Neil, maybe he's on something he shouldn't be, you can chat with them. And it's not between kids, so they can't be chatting all day long. It's between student and teacher. Yeah. You can present your screen to the students.
Okay.
So what you can do is if you have a presentation, you want to lock them to the presentation and they cannot do anything else on their device, just to that presentation, lock them to that.
Yeah. So good to go. Sharing your screen, because you could share your screen in Zoom and they can do whatever they want anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So this will lock them to that. They can't ever get off of it. So that's a big piece in here. We have off-task alerts. So we have 4 subjects listed here: English, history, math, and science. And then what it'll do is it will learn if a student is on a browser or on a website around science. And once they get off of it, it will illuminate. So this is something that's included, no additional cost. So it just helps teachers quickly pinpoint if they're not doing what they should be.
Right. Now, can you send a message out to like all the desktops at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
So you could send out a message, or you can open up a tab to all of them at the same time. So if you wanted to, let's say, bring them to Kahoot's, a popular one for schools.
Yeah.
You can, not Kahoot. So let's see. You can open up. Yeah. So you check all students. Yeah, this is typo.
I see what you did, right.
And then you want to open up Kahoot, just make life easier for everyone. Open it up, and now it will push out to all the browsers at the same time. So.
And that's cute. Okay.
Yeah, so that you mentioned that announcement too. Right up here, there's this little like a little microphone. You can click on this, and you can send out an announcement like, "Good morning, class."
Yeah, like 5 minutes left in this assignment. Something. Yeah.
And it will broadcast to all the students at the same time, and they need to actually close out of it to get back to their normal web browsing. So they need to acknowledge it, and hopefully they read it. But they can't go back to browsing until they click out of that announcement. So it's an important announcement you can send out as a teacher.
So now what happens if, so you're in a class and the teacher forgets to close, they're out of this, and the kids have to move on to another class?
So these are run on a time slot. So once it finishes, it will expire and turn off. And then when they go into a new class, the new features will enable. You can either just do manual times, like you could just update if you need to go further, or you can just end the session on the fly. We do have
So when do you
scheduling
put that
built in.
time in? I mean, is that like, does the teacher do that when the class starts, or?
Yeah, let me show you. So two different ways. So when you start the classroom, let's say this is like the workflow. So I'm a teacher. I want to start the class. You can click on my class, and you can choose a time window here, 2 hours, custom end time, 30 minutes.
You could just put a time in there because so the
Mhm.
teachers could just put in the end of the time that the class ends.
Yep. Yeah. So they
Okay.
can start it manually or under settings here. Under
Okay.
scheduling, you can auto start and stop the classrooms. So whatever's easier for the teachers, these can just be started and stopped automatically, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or every single
Right,
day
and
of the
it's
week.
for each class, so they could theoretically, because yeah, this year we're going to actually be on a Monday through Friday schedule. We've always been on a 6-day rotation, but now we're going to be, things got drastically changed. So theoretically, the teacher could do this then for every class. They could set it up ahead of time, and they don't have to think about it. It's just there.
Yeah, just auto launch and they just get into it. Yep, definitely. Yeah. So let's jump back into my session. So this first view is called our screen view. So it's one way to monitor the kids. We do have another view called timeline view. So this is populating now because I just launched a class. But the benefit of this view is you can still do everything I just showed you, but if you are grading papers or if you're in class and you're helping out students, you're walking around, you think you might have missed something, you can always go back in time and pull up a web history. Yep. So you can go up to say 10:20, this just happened. If this was running longer, it would be a full, you can see everything. And you can come in here, okay, what was he looking at, you know, a minute ago? I think I might have missed something. Let's click into it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And now you can see what he was on in all his additional tabs. So it really makes the teachers feel like they never will miss anything because they're doing something else.
No, this is great. Probably more than we need, but it's great.
Yeah, it's great. Definitely a great tool for the teachers. I think this part right here, this is included as well, no additional cost. It's called Scenes, and what this does is it allows teachers in class to whitelist websites, so they can lock kids down to a specific website. Let's say a quiz comes around, they put in that quizzing website, they block with the rest of the internet. Great for test quizzes. If you just don't want the kids, you know, let's say you're playing whack-a-mole, you close out a site, they reopen it, you keep closing it, it just takes out of the equation. Put in whatever you want here, block out the rest of the internet, let it run. Some teachers run these all class long because it's like putting the class into autopilot, and you're good to go. So you can put in a website here. I put in Titanic, put into block mode. Now kids can only get to this website, nothing else. And you can also limit the amount of tabs that are open on the bottom. So you know kids are slick. They might open up like 30 tabs and hide games in the middle and toggle between them quickly. So you can remove that, put in, you know, one tab here, and they can't do anything else. So this is a really beneficial part for teachers during class to
no, it's great. It's incredibly comprehensive. Like I said, it's probably more than we need, but no, it's great.
And then we'll try to touch this last piece. So we do have student reporting, so teachers can run the reports. Let's say a kid's grades are slipping, or maybe something might have happened. You can run a web history report as far back as you'd like to go. So we'll do a week and generate it. And it'll show, you know, top sites, docs, and searches, and then it'll show.
But now is that only, that's only Chrome though, right?
Yeah, this would be just on the Chrome browser.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do have several, you know, different browsers that the kids use. So clearly that this isn't particularly that secure for us, but.
Yep. Yeah, just Chrome on that. So that's pretty much Go Guardian Teacher. Let me show you this. We do have the free training here that will allow if you guys do purchase or if you do trial. What this is a full training portal, and will show teachers how to use it. We have video, short videos, PDF, and a webinar. It just makes everyone feel comfortable if you guys do start using Go Guardian.